I know rumors and lies are entertaining, and that's how people make money and advertisements and clicks. I know how the world works, so it never bothers me. But just know that I'm hanging out with someone amazing who is single and has been single for a while. So anything else you hear is a mother lie.
Woo, child. I had to come with my black on black on black because this story is giving me very much funeral. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight I'm going to be breaking down this whole Jeffree Star situation and giving you guys my opinion on the matter. It is just a whole lot of a hot damn mess, and we are going to get into it. So Jeffree Star has been trying to cross over to, the urban side. He started getting his hair done by Jonathan, and he caused quite a stir by getting his hair done by Jonathan because a lot of people felt like, Jeffree Star is a racist person. Like, why is Jonathan doing his hair? Yada, yada, yada. And it just was a big old mess. Well, Jeffree Star said, oh, y'all thought I was done? Y'all thought I was finished? Oh no. So Jeffree Star came forward and he posted up a photo with him and his new bae. And in the photo, his new bae was, gripping him from behind. He was whatever. He had his arms around Jeffree Star, and with his arms around Jeffree Star, you can see his tattoos. And with the good old search of social media, they were able to identify exactly who this guy was, and all hell then broke loose. Now, apparently, Jeffree Star is dating a overseas basketball player. He is on the up L and the motherfucking DL. He is playing both sides, forward, backward, left, and right. And I'm about to get into all of the mess that ensued once social media found out who it was, what was going on, and all of that. With a good old search of social media, they were able to compare and contrast his tattoos to the times that he was on the basketball court. They were able to cross-reference and examine this guy's photos. And believe you me, when they said, it's a match, baby, it was a match. And baby boy was identified, and social media, all hell broke loose. There was boyfriends coming out, there was girlfriends coming out, there was baby mamas who felt some type of way, and honey, I feel the hurt in all of them. Now, a lot of people on social media felt like, oh my God, what's the big deal? And then there was a larger amount of social media who understood the hurt that comes along with that type of deceit and betrayal. And if anybody could identify with that type of hurt, deceit, and betrayal, is me. Y'all already know I told y'all before about the DL man that I was dealing with. I talked about that on my second channel. And that is just like a betrayal that you just don't want to even want to feel or know what it feels like. So the boyfriends that came out, the girlfriends, the baby mamas, baby, I understand your pain and I feel you. Anyways, but let me break down how all of this stuff came about. Now, before we jump on in and break everything down, and I give my opinion in its totality, I want to remind you guys to go to neekatnight.com. You will find a lot of cute pajamas, and you'll also find the shirt that I am wearing now. I'm wearing this shirt called I'm a Flirt, and you can find this on neekatnight.com. Okay. Now let's jump into it. So Jeffree Star, like I said, he posted the photo. They were able to identify the tattoo. And once they identified the tattoo, then that means they identified the social media account. Once they identified the social media account, they were able then to see that he had a baby on his page that was not even looking like he was a year old. The baby looked every bit of maybe 5 months, 6 months at the max. So that means that there is a baby mama in the picture. That means you're dealing with women. Not only are you dealing with women, you're dealing with men. The first person who spoke up was one of his ex-girlfriends, and baby, she was like, listen, I did not intend to wake up seeing my ex-boyfriend in an entanglement with Jeffree Star. But let me go to her actual Twitter so that I can not misquote her and I can quote exactly what she said. Okay, so baby girl came forward and she said, my ex is on the shade room for fucking Jeffree Star is not how I plan to start my day. And honey, the comment thread under this post was a movie. Somebody posted and it says, it doesn't sit well with me that he went from a bad bitch to having Roger the fucking alien. He gotta be in for the money or something because ain't no way. Another person, was like, sis, are you claiming him? Like you really trying to, like, you claiming him, sis? Another person was like, I would like all these undercover men to come out, please. Stop using women to fill a void and just say who you are and accept it. And then there was a lot of people who were down that thread. It was a lot of memes. It was a lot of conversation. It was a lot of dialogue. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it was a lot. So after the ex-girlfriend had came forward and was like, listen, I did not intend to wake up like this and see my ex known on the shade room for fucking Jeffree Star. Then the sister of the DL basketball player came forward and had something to say to the ex. Sometimes these mamas and these sisters be acting like the boys in their family is their man. And you know what I'm saying? The sister very much came in and felt like she wanted to wreck some shit. And she was like, bitch, you told my business for money. You were never an ex. You were a fuck buddy. The shit weak broke ass bees do for attention. You effed him in 2015. Sit the F down, girl. And I dare you to say something smart, B. Last time you said something dumb, you ran to your car and locked the doors and called the police. I have an ass whooping right here that's been waiting on you, so you're dismissed. You're not an ex. You want attention. So, this girl who is, the sister felt very much like the ex who she claims is only a fuck buddy. I don't give a fuck if she was a suck buddy. If she was messing with him and he did not disclose that he was into men, he is very much wrong and out of line. And her finding out on the shade room or on any other blog is not how anybody wants to find out. The sexual orientation is not of the one that they shared with you. Sorry, sis. Sorry, ma'am. But I'm going to need you to cut it out, and I'm going to need you to keep that same energy when somebody lies and deceives your ass. And it don't have to be about their sexual orientation, but anything anybody lies to you about, I want you to keep that same energy, baby. And I guarantee you that you want. Now, a lot of people try to throw around the word homophobic. They try to place that on us women who prefer a straight man. There is nothing homophobic about a woman wanting to deal with a heterosexual man. If you are a heterosexual woman, you are within your right to want a heterosexual man, and don't let nan motherfucker tell you that you are homophobic because that is your choice. Period. But there is a lot of people on the internet who tries to throw that word around and they try to act like heterosexual straight women do not have the choice, and they do. Just like the LGBT has fought very hard and long for the right to their choice, the right to get married. If you go to a gay man of the LGBT community, it is his right to get with a gay man. It is his right to get in a relationship with who he prefers. If you go up to a lesbian woman in the LGBT community, it is her right to get with a lesbian woman. Now, when it comes to a heterosexual woman, then it suddenly becomes taboo and homophobic because she has a choice and a preference, but it's not heterophobic for them to have a choice and a preference. And that's where the hypocrisy just always seems to jump out. And that part of it really irks my bones because it's like, listen, I accept you for who you are, but then it got to be a stigma if a heterosexual woman wants a heterosexual man and she wants the man that she's dealing with for him to be honest with her. Let me know how that makes sense. Let me know how it's okay for you to date a gay man and you to have your preference, but it's not okay for a heterosexual woman to have her preference and now she's homophobic. Make that make sense. You won't make it make sense. You'll have all these backpedaling things about why it's okay for you to have a choice, but not okay for us. It's the hypocrisy for me. And baby, I don't do hypocrisy. Now, there are a lot of people who are of the LGBT community who understand the fact of a woman not wanting to be lied to and having a preference, but that message is solely for the ones who try to make you be something wrong with you for not wanting what you don't want. But you ask them if they want a woman. You ask a fully gay man if he wants a woman, he'll turn his nose up at you like you got shit on your face. But if you as a heterosexual woman, you say you want a heterosexual man, you know what I'm saying? Something wrong with that picture to them. Girl, don't go for it. Ladies, do not let anybody bully your preference because they will not allow you to bully theirs, as you shouldn't be able to anyways. All the while, they'll beat you down and cancel your jobs for theirs. Don't go for it. Period, poo. And again, that's only for the ones who are trying to keep throwing around this homophobia crap on people for their preference, but won't do the same for themselves. Now, I love everybody in the LGBT community. I think that people just need to live their truth. Period, poo. But let me get back to the story. I just had to address that because I just kept seeing it too much and it was getting on my goddamn nerves. After that exchange of the ex fuck buddy or whatever and the sister, a lot of people on the internet was saying that Jeffree Star must have been paying this guy because this is not the first black guy that he used as a prop in a relationship. And I mean, who's to say that this one might not be a real one? I don't know. But a lot of people thought that, this was a photo op, a publicity stunt, a man for hire. And a lot of people thought that, very much so, even if it wasn't a publicity stunt, that the only reason that this guy was dating Jeffree Star was for the money. And Jeffree Star came back to clap back at everybody who said it was about the money and said, listen, I know it's devastating news for some people, but I don't give money to anyone I'm dating or anyone who is effing me. Work on your own insecurities, sis. I'm not the problem. So the ex-girlfriend clapped back at Jeffree Star and said, well, you should tell the people you're effing not to send me sexual videos from your home. And I'm not your sis. Not sure you are the same species. So that was the case of the ex-girlfriend. And I guess currently the basketball player is sending her, nudes from Jeffree's house. It's just a whole lot. So that was that situation. Now let's go on to the case of the baby mama. Then the baby mama, like I told y'all, he has a baby on his page that don't even look like the baby is a year old. So the baby mama came forward and she was very much hurt and she was deceived that she found out in that way on the Shade Room on social media that her baby's father, her kid's father, came out on the internet in that way. She posted up a post and it was a photo of her and him. And in the photo of her and him, like I said, sis was very hurt. She said, tell me what I've done to you. Tell me why to expose yourself but my son. Money, question mark? Because I could have worked harder to make our life better. I was your ride and die. I could do anything to save our relationship. Anything. And then she said, my son matters. My son was so happy last week. I don't care if it's about the money, but this hurts me a lot and affects my son. And so when I read those first words, when it says my son was so happy last week, I'm pretty sure her son was happy last week, but I'm almost certain that motherfucker was in her face portraying to have a family forefront, and they had a family, outing situation with the three of them, because the way she wrote it, my son matters. My son was so happy last week. I don't care if it's about the money, but this hurts a lot and affects my son. I understand how she feels as far as like, damn, this affects our kid, like how he's gonna grow up, and if this is something that she agrees with or not. But on top of that, I read from this like, baby, she probably had hope that even if they weren't together, they probably had plans to get together. And then to find out a week later that your baby daddy is sucking and fucking on a man, but not only a man, but the man is Skeletor, none other than Jeffree Star. Baby, y'all try to act like y'all wouldn't feel some type of way. Honey boo boo, let me tell you, child, I would be feeling every bit of resentment. She said, God, please help me keep my head up for my son, because this shit is unreal. Please help me, God, to be strong for my son. This ruined the whole family. So from that, I take it like this ruined our whole little family dynamic. Like, it was all good just a week ago. You have the instances where the baby mama and the father of the child, they just made the baby and they're not messing around, but that's a very rare situation. More often than not, especially when the baby is that young, under a year old, they are still dipping and dabbing with their baby mama, and that means that they're more than likely having sex unprotected with them while going out. And then to find out that you're more than likely having unprotected sex with this individual, they are dipping and dabbing and living a double life. That is something that you definitely have to take time to process. That is a deceit, a betrayal like no other. There's a lot of people who try to act like, oh, that ain't no big deal. That's what he want to do. No, that's a very big deal, because she has the right. It is her right to decide if she wants to deal with a bisexual or a gay man.
And people could say all they want, like, well, what if he just found out that he liked men? He ain't just found fucking out. He's been that way, period. Like, ain't no, I just now decided that I'm just now gonna be this way. No. That's something that he been knew before. I'm sure he got into a relationship with her, and he could have disclosed that information and gave her the right to intertwine in that type of lifestyle if she chose to or not.
I don't care how people try to paint like, oh, well, it's society. No, he's a lying, deceiving bastard. He got men that he's deceiving, women that he's deceiving, going around breaking everybody's heart, acting like he is there for them and living this double life. That shit is not cool. It's unacceptable on every level. I don't care how nobody feels. That shit is not right. Live in your truth and give people the right to choose. If you are dealing with somebody else, give somebody the right to choose. Obviously, none of these people knew about the double lives that he was living. So the man that he was dealing with, he came forward and he said, this so fucking crazy, but you in my DMs heavy. I don't even do social media beefing or shit like mess, but I can go there. Everyone that's under this pic, PSA, stop tagging me. I don't care, period. Then you clown ass nigga unsent the DMs, but I got everything. DMs and texts don't make me post. Your brother trying to save you. It be so fucking insane how I be so low key and would never expose anyone or fuck over anyone. But you really trying to play with me, but was very heavy on me, and your boy knew. But I was cool and never said nothing. Even the time when we was at the mall, I respect you. Then later you hit me up, want a link and shit, but you a lame ass. But it's cool. Have fun. It's not long lasting. Period, poo. Anybody who's gonna lie to you, whether you are a gay man, whether you are a heterosexual woman, if anybody would lie to you and deceive to you on this magnitude, they are diabolical. Period. They only for self. And you're right, it will not last long. In any relationship that they embark on will not last long. It will crumble because this person is not happy with themselves. They are not cool with themselves. Their whole lives are a lie, and it's just gonna keep on, keeping on in that magnitude. And then he goes on to say, so now y'all know who got me the diamond earrings. For real, every time shit like this happens, it's always the shit as if I talk too much or doing too much. At the end of the day, you like and want boy pussy. That's on you. But now you want to appear to be so open. This shit is a come up for you. Know this, I was 100. So this person felt very much betrayed as well. Like, listen, I'm like, your boy even knew probably something was funny with us, but I kept it solid with you. I didn't expose you. You know what I'm saying? I was your secret. And then you want to be open with this nigga, but I held you down too. Like, this is giving me very much like, everybody is in his corner. Like, I was holding you down. I wasn't exposing you. I wasn't on no exposed shit. But then this is who you want to come up and be out with. Like, you wouldn't be out with me, nigga, but you want to be out with this nigga. That's kind of what I'm reading between the lines from this guy who's coming out. And I feel him. Like, I feel the betrayal. I feel the deceit. And betrayal can come on both ends. It can come on the end of the gay men who are caught in the crossfire of dealing with you. It can come in the back end of the women who are dealing with you. Anybody who is down low, you are diabolical. I don't care what. I don't care about how society looks at it. I know I Am Zoe had posted up a post on the Shade Room, and he was like, oh, this is because, the way society looks at it, if people wouldn't be so judgmental, fuck that. Fuck that, fuck that. If you worried about society, you worried about being judged, that's one thing. But you don't bring people into your shit. If you're conflicted about who you are, if you are not happy with who you are, if you are wanting to live a lie and you're not ready to live your truth, that's one thing. But you don't involve people into your mix. You don't deceive people and you don't betray people. That is not a fucking excuse. And a lot of people too, like when I talked about my situation with the DL man that I had dealt with, a lot of people were like, oh, well, if he told you, would you have still messed with him? No, and that is my fucking right. There are plenty of women, however, who are okay with that. So you don't get to take away my right to my choice just because if I tell you that's something that I wouldn't be okay with, that's not your right. I have the right to choose. There are several women who are okay with that.
The singer Kehlani is a perfect example, and this is why I will not go for the whole, well, if they would have said it, you wouldn't have went for it. You're right. But there are people like Kehlani, and there are tons of women who live a lifestyle where they are bi and they are queer and they understand what it's like, and they don't mind a man who's bi and queer. Kehlani came forward and she had a whole relationship with a man who was openly bisexual. He liked men and he liked women, and they had a child together, and that is who her baby's father is. And they are, actively co-parenting with one another. They're no longer together, but I'm just using that as an example that, even if the situation didn't work out, there are a lot of women who are okay with that. So women never even allow that excuse either of, well, if it, what do you want them to do? Like, you wouldn't be okay with it. You're damn right I wouldn't be okay with it. But there are women who are. So because I'm not okay with it and you want to live a lie, that does not give you the right to take away my choice, period.
Even with goddamn Zoe, for example, there are many women who knows that he's gay. They know that he's into men, but he also jokes about, saying that he deals with women too. There are plenty of women who are okay with that and want to throw themselves at Zoe. There are plenty of women who, I'm trying to think of who else it was. It was somebody else who was openly gay, but women were still heavily attracted to this man. But you find that often, like there are women that are okay with that. And just because I'm not okay with that does not give you the right to take away my choice. It is up to you to find the woman who is okay with that. You don't get to take away somebody's choice, somebody's right to choose, period. So like I said, this story was giving me very much funeral. I had to bring out the black on black on black. My message to DL men is, if you are not comfortable with coming out, that's fine. You do not have to come out the closet sooner than you are ready to. However, you do not get the right to choose for other people. And you do not get the right to, you know, involve yourself sexually with women and you are not forthcoming and outright with the fact that you are either bisexual or gay. That is not cool. That is not your right. Period. If you are not comfortable in your skin, if you're worried about society judging you, just be the brother that's hanging out that just never with a chick. Don't involve women in your shit. Don't involve men in your shit. Because just as well as it's betrayal to the women, it's also betrayal and deceit to the men as well. Because they're caught up in your bullshit love triangle too. They have feelings intertwined in this shit too. So if you are not ready to come forward and be out with who you are, you do not get the right to choose for others. You need to just sit your little happy-go-lucky ass down and deal with yourself until you resolve whatever it is with you before you are intermixing in between people. And a person that would lie and deceive you to this magnitude, you can't trust them with a motherfucking grain of salt. Period, poo. But that's all for this video. I don't want to rant no more. You know, it is what it is. Love who you love. Be with who you want to be with. But give people the right to choose. That's all I want to say on that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to check out my website, neekatnight.com. And also check out my social media, other places that I am on social media. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay. All right, guys.